I had a really good conversation this morning with one of my agents, and she was asking about developers and how do I gain the attention of developers? How do I build relationships with developers? And how do I start listing their properties? And we went down the typical path, and I spoke about the four key ways in which, in my experience, you're able to develop relationships. And the first is that you've got a pre existing relationship through friends, families, connections. Before you've engaged with this person, and there's an introduction that takes place, or there's a connection directly with the developer that gives you an opening and an opportunity to talk with them. The second is that you're the experienced agent in that location. So you're the number one location, area based specialist, and the developers come out and naturally approach you as they want to work with the most experienced in the location. The third is that you are going out there and you're communicating with all of these developers yourself, and you're asking for the opportunity to talk with them and show proof that you can help them and assist them and essentially sell their stock. By selling their stock, you're providing proof that you are who you say you are and you can assist them. And then that gives you an opportunity and an opening into a relationship. And then lastly is a referral from somebody that they're connected with after you're in the industry. And so you've got a referral through a professional that's aligned with them. It could be a mortgage advisor, accountant, a solicitor, somebody that they know and trust, somebody that's got authority that's saying, hey, look, give this person an opportunity, a conversation, a chance. But I want to dive deeper into this because the reality here is that when it comes to a developer or any prospective client or customer that you want to work with, the real reason why people would choose to work with you and the real way in which you're able to give yourself the opportunity of working with somebody is by solving a problem, is by providing value. And if we boil that down, what it really comes down to and the value that you provide is by giving them the outcome that they want, helping them to achieve that outcome or solving a problem that they have. Now, if you look at a developer, their outcome is very much typically aligned with their problem, which is they've got stock that they want to sell. They want to sell it quickly. They want to sell it for the price that they would list it for and hope to achieve. But they also are experiencing a problem. And the typical problem is that they're not selling the stock quick enough and they're not selling enough of it and they're not selling it for the price that they would have hoped. And so the easiest way to develop a relationship with a developer or with anybody is to always focus on what are the problems that they're facing? What is it that they're looking to achieve? And if you can identify their problem, and the easiest way to do this is to consult with them and get clarity around what they're looking to achieve and what they're currently experiencing in business or in their personal lives, if it's attached to property, is how can you solve that problem for them? And if you're able to identify it, get clarity on the problem, come up with a solution, and then implement that solution, then you're going to stand out amongst everybody else because ultimately everybody's busy. Everybody's got a busy life. There's always things that are happening internally, mentally in our environments that are affecting us on a day-to-day basis, that are producing stress and pressure. And if you as an individual are able to take one of these pressures, one of these stresses, one of these problems, take it and go and solve it for them, then that's enough proof that you are who you say you are and you continue to then help them. And if you know, and if somebody was to know that you can help them consistently with their problems, and help them solve the problems and then have to feel that pain, that experience that anxiety, that fear of frustration again in the future, and you're dependable and you can resolve it for them, then they're going to want to come to you and work with you again and again and again. And so what I wanted to speak to here with clarity is solve problems. If you identify problems, every consultation, every conversation that you go into, and the reason I say consultation again is that I've got a very strong belief that in real estate agents are consultants first before they're salespeople. We consult with people to understand what their outcome is, what their desire is, why are they going down this path of potentially buying or selling property in the first place? What are they looking to achieve? And you consult with them to get total clarity around their circumstances and their objectives and their goals so that you can deliver nuanced and contextually appropriate advice to them so that they're able to take that advice and make detailed, informed decisions moving forward. And then again, that's value in and itself. But ultimately, if you see yourself as a consultant first, and if you're making sure that you're consulting with each prospect, with each lead, with each vendor, owner, developer, and you're determining what it is that they're looking to achieve and you're determining their outcome and their problem, then develop a plan to solve that. Because that's the key. The moment that you solve those problems and you help them achieve their outcomes and remove problems as a whole, you become indispensable. You become valuable beyond anybody else that's in the marketplace because they are all sales focused and not outcome focused. They're not focused on solving the problem, achieving the outcome that it is that the client wants and providing exceptional value. So that's food for thought. Go ahead and look at every conversation that you're having, every client that you're currently engaging with, have to engage with, and are about to engage with, and adopt that mindset, adopt that lens when you're approaching these conversations of how can I help these people solve problems, you will become indispensable when it comes to working with you in the future.